We cannot forget that there is a foreign element to all the evil we see in the United States of America, specifically China. China has been working very hard for a very long time to infiltrate and infect this country, and they have done so successfully in many, many ways. Joining me now, Stephen Mosher, author of the wonderful book, The Devil and Communist China, who knows way more about this stuff than I do and probably more than you do. Okay, Stephen, let's talk about COVID in particular. It's wild how we talk about COVID in a million different ways, but we never seem to lay the blame where it should be.
And the blame should be right on the People's Liberation Army's bioweapons program, whose experts were developing COVID and other bioweapons. Actually, quite frankly, Jesse, we don't know about yet, but unfortunately, we're probably going to find out in years to come that not just target the general population, but for several years, they've been working on bioweapons that target people of specific ethnicities. Now, you can imagine that they would not be targeting people who look like them, perhaps targeting people who look like you and I. But that's one of the goals of China's bioweapons program. And we have foolishly, of course, as everyone knows by now, under Anthony Fauci, funded the program and gave them the technical means to actually achieve these kinds of bioweapons. COVID came from China. It hit China really, really hard because it got out of the lab and they weren't ready for it. And then it hit us almost equally hard, destroying our economy for a year. Thank God that Donald Trump was in office during the first part of COVID. Had Biden been in office when COVID was released, the economic devastation would have been much, much worse.
Explain why it would have been worse if Biden had been there.
Well, Biden thought that he could cajole China into cooperating with us to control COVID. He was looking to China for guidance on how to deal with COVID. And of course, China was giving you just the wrong guidance, right? Everything China told us to do, from putting elderly people on respirators that actually didn't help them but killed them, to using failed vaccines, to social distancing, to we got all of these measures. We borrowed them from China, and Biden would have gone all in with China because he was, of course, as we know, the Manchurian candidate. He and his family had been in business with China for a long, long time. So I think I'm grateful that Trump was there at the beginning. And of course, Trump is ensuring that China is on a glide path now towards its own destruction, economically and socially and politically. We see that happening in real time.
Could you expand on that, the destruction of China? Because very smart people who know that country say they are on some very shaky ground. We like to think about them like the great big red dragon who's surely going to overtake us at any moment, but things are a little rocky over there, right?
Things are really, really dicey. Some people have been saying, why did Trump give China another pass on tariffs? Because the tariffs were set to increase on August 12th. He gave him another 90 days. Why did he do that? Well, I can tell you why he did that. He's the ultimate big picture guy. He sees that China's dream of world domination is collapsing around its ears. Even though the tariff war is on hold, first of all, China's being squeezed right now in other ways. We've got this de minimis tariff exemption. The little packages from China, which were previously not tariff, they're all gone now. That's hundreds of millions of dollars out of China's coffers. The rules of origin circumvention, where they send products to some other country like Cambodia and Vietnam and then transship it to here, that's all gone. Europe and others are putting holes on China's cargoes and inspecting them for the first time. That's shutting down China's export economy. Its strategic plan is failing. This is really very interesting, Jesse, because they were lighting fires everywhere, right? They wanted Cambodia and Thailand to fight. Thailand is a U.S. ally. Cambodia is a client state of China. Trump settled that war. They wanted India and Pakistan to fight. India is a member of the quadrilateral quasi-alliance with us. Pakistan's a Chinese client. Trump settled that war. They wanted Iran to attack and destroy Israel. Trump settled that war. Iran has now been neutered. and its proxies, Hamas and Hezbollah, are on their heels. So all of these conflagrations, all of these fights that China wanted to start through proxies have been settled, except one, of course. We're still waiting on Ukraine, but my money's on Donald Trump. He's settled a half dozen of these conflicts already. Ukraine is a tough nut to crack, but if anyone can do it, he can do it. And then what happens? Well, Ukraine's pseudo alliance with Russia. I mean, Ukraine's conflict with Russia is over. Russia's pseudo alliance with China is over. And instead of using Russia against the United States to deplete our munitions and disperse our forces, all of a sudden China has to face a united West alone. So its whole strategic plan now is failing and in shambles. And finally, its economy is collapsing in real time. I just saw numbers that 1/3 of the medium and large businesses in the country of China are losing money every day. This means that many are not paying wages and bills on time and sending the entire economy ever closer to collapse. Think about the ripple effects on the supply chain. You've got 1/3 of the companies still ordering goods, can't pay for them, still employing workers, are delaying paying the wages. The ripple effects down through the economy, down through the supply chain, are getting very, very close to collapsing the economy as everyone defaults. And to show you how desperate the government is right now, there are now banks in China where the local police, the local authorities are stealing the money out of the banks from people who deposited the money there. They're simply closing the accounts and taking the money out of the account, stealing directly from the people. Now, we have debanking in the United States, which is bad enough, right? Shutting down Donald Trump's accounts, forcing him to move his money elsewhere. Think about it in China. They not only shut down your accounts, they steal the money out of your account so you have nothing left. That is a system of government that is near collapse, that is turning the entire country against it.
That's freaking wonderful. Problem is, they're also turning our countrymen against us because they make our movies. They most definitely are in the university system, and they're deep in our university system, aren't they?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Harvard, Yale, Stanford. I have a couple of advanced degrees from Stanford. Stanford has taken enormous amounts of money from China, and they have set up programs that put China in a very positive light and have miseducated the last 30 years of their students about the nature of the China threat. So, yeah, they've been on the wrong side of this issue. I think the foreign students from China, quite frankly, ought to be all sent home right now. I don't think they belong in American universities. We're educating them at great expense. American taxpayers are paying for the education of a group of communist elite, and these are not ordinary people anymore. In the 1980s, when the first Chinese students came over, Jesse, they were ordinary people. They were just trying to look for a better life, trying to get an advanced degree. The people coming over now, the students coming over now, are the sons and daughters of the Communist Party members of the communist elite. We shouldn't be educating Xi Jinping's daughter as we did at Harvard University. We shouldn't be educating the members of the communist, the princes and princesses of the communist elite who control hundreds of millions of dollars stolen from the Chinese people. It's something that's gone awry, and we've got to stop it.
Well, no doubt, you're right. Stephen, thank you. As always, I appreciate you very much. I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is, and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.